Welcome to Roots and Branches of Lehi, the podcast where we get to know the faces, stories, and lives that make up our community. I'm Ryan Harding, and I started this podcast as a way for us all to connect with the people we live alongside. Growing up in a small town, I learned that connections go beyond blood. They're built through shared experiences, friendships, and the moments we celebrate together. Each week, we'll sit down with someone new from Lehi to share their unique story, their passions, and what they love most about living here. So whether you've been here for years or just arrived, join us as we deepen our roots and reach out to our branches one story at a time. Welcome, Kurt Elison, to Roots and Branches of Lehi.
Thanks for having me here.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you were able to come. Yep. So we get to know you for a little bit. So you're a longtime resident of Lehi.
Yeah, 28 years, something like that.
28 years, okay. And actually, let's start there, actually. Did you grow up here then?
No, I grew up in Orem,
okay,
but I married a girl who was from Salt Lake, and this was the middle place.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, halfway between both areas, then neither have to drive too far? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And so tell me what you did for work and stuff like that, because you have a normal job, but then you also have something else, then we'll talk about that and stuff.
So in my day job, I manage software development.
Okay.
Been doing that for the past 20 some odd years.
Okay.
I don't even know how. Time. Worked for several different companies. Currently, I work for the state of Utah.
Okay.
But it's been good. It's been really good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's dive into what we're going to be talking a lot about here. But Lehi Arts, right? So tell me your role there right now.
My role right now, I'm the president of the Lehi Arts Council.
Okay.
So I run all the day-to-day operations of the council.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so somebody that's like, okay, Lehi Arts, what is that? What is this organization?
So we're a community organization. We're I'm going to say this wrong. I do every time. 501c3.
Okay.
Is that right? So we're a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
We provide different art opportunities for the community. Okay. So we have, trying to think how many programs. We have a lot. We do visual arts, which is painting and digital. We actually have a digital art class right now where they're using iPads to draw and all that kind of stuff and animate.
Yeah.
We have ceramics, so they come and throw mud on a wheel and pottery, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We do, and then that's our visual arts area, and we have 3 sessions a year. So we have a winter, spring session, a summer session, and a fall session of that. And then we have on our music side, we have 2 or 3 different choirs. I can't remember. It keeps fluctuating in that one.
Yeah.
But we have a children's choir, and then we have it used to be called the Lehi Chorale. Okay. Now it's the Lehi Community Choir, I think is the name. I'm going to get this wrong, and my music chair is going to kill me. So that's for music. You can do any of those stuff. And then one of the big things that we've done with the music, I don't know if people are aware of this, but when they did the Messiah at Willow Creek Junior High, that was us.
Oh, okay.
So the sing-along for the thing, which was huge. I couldn't believe how many people attended that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
That's one of the big things we do every year for music. Then on the theater side...
And is that Messiah thing going to continue again? You going to do that again?
Yeah, we're going to do it as long as we can. We'll just keep going.
There's interest, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. On the theater side, we have 2 programs. We have our youth program, which are youth workshops. Again, those are 3 sessions a year, the same as visual arts, winter, summer, fall. Sure. And that's split up into, we have 4 groups. One of the groups only does winter and fall and doesn't do a summer.
Okay.
Our summer is a little different, and I'll talk about it in a minute, but we have our Stage for Everyone. So Stage for Everyone is a group of kids that are special needs.
Okay.
So anyone with special needs can come and be part of this. And then they actually have another set of group of kids involved in that called Buddies. And they help them with their lines, with the songs, or whatever. And so it's a way for these kids to get an opportunity to be up on stage. And it's been gangbusters. Yeah. It's gotten bigger and bigger almost every time we do it. We are grateful for different areas in the community that are donating things to that to help it keep going, which is great. And our director who directs that, she donates her time 100%.
Oh, wow.
So she is doing it for free, and they love it. And those kids are so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
It is a blast, and I highly recommend anybody coming out and seeing one of those shows. You will not walk away unhappy. You'll just have a huge smile on your face.
And when do those shows take place then?
They take place I have to look at the calendar, but the first Stage for Everyone happens here in February.
Okay.
And go to our website. It'll have the information.
What is the website?
LehiArts.org.
Okay, LehiArts.org. Okay.
Yeah. And they will perform 2 nights.
Okay.
And they're wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity. And then we have our kids program, which are kids 5 to 7.
Okay.
And they do a little show, and they're very cute and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then we have our junior program, I missed one. Minis is 5 to 7.
Okay.
Our minis are 5 to 7. Kids are 8 to 11.
Okay.
And so the kids are 8 to 11, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a full-blown production.
Yeah.
They're doing Shrek this time,
Yeah.
so it's pretty crazy.
My daughter's actually Donkey.
Nice.
So
Right.
she's in that program.
And then our junior program, also doing Shrek. That's for our older kids from 12 on up.
Okay.
And it is amazing the response that we get from the community for these groups.
Yeah.
We've gone through several different iterations of registration processing, trying to figure out the best way.
Yeah.
Currently, we do a thing online where I open it up on a Saturday, and our kids typically sell out within 3 minutes, and our juniors sometimes 2 to 4 minutes they'll sell out.
Wow.
So it's very popular. We try to squeeze as many kids as we can in there. We try to have multiple classes so that we can. The problem is the space that we have is always busy, where there's always stuff going on, and so it's very hard to find the space for one and the time to do it.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Summer, we do the summer program. The way it's different a little bit is that it's called a 2-week intensive.
Okay.
So it's a 2-week class, and for all of those groups, except for Stage for Everyone, doesn't do a summer program.
Okay.
But for the other 3, it's a 2-week intensive where 1.5 week they learn the show, and then the other half of that last week, those last 3 days, they perform it. Okay. So think about taking Shrek and learning it in 1 week.
Wow.
And then performing it the next. And so they do a great job of preparing the kids. And I'm amazed every time I go and watch one. I'm like, can't believe you pulled this off in a week.
Yeah, it's a very short period of time, actually.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. And then on our main stage, which is the adult version, we do 4 shows a year.
Okay.
And they range from Agatha Christie all the way to Frozen that we're doing this summer.
Okay.
So the way that it's broken up is we do 3 in our space, and then the summer show, we always pick a bigger show where we can involve kids, whole families, the whole works in the production, and we rent out one of the high schools.
Okay.
And perform at the high school.
Okay.
So it can be bigger. So this year we're doing the show that we're currently working on right now is called Tuck Everlasting.
Okay.
It's a beautiful show. It's based on the book, the child's book. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm actually directing that, so I'm putting a plug in.
As you should.
Come audition.
Yes.
And then the summer is Frozen.
Okay.
It's a massive production. We've actually had to increase our budget for this show because of how much magic is in this show.
Gotcha. Sure.
And then in the fall, we have the rights for a show.
Okay.
We're not allowed to tell you what it is right now.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
So the soonest, when they let us announce it, which will probably be midsummer, we'll announce that show. But we do have a show. I'm very excited for this show. It's a straight play, and it's hilarious, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Good.
And then winter, we're doing It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
a classic,
yeah,
right?
Love that movie.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So we're excited for this season.
Yeah. And where do you perform these at? Is it at the high school you said, or no?
No, only the only the summer is at one of the high schools, either Lehi or Skyridge.
Okay.
the other 3 are in our location that's just down the street here on Center Street.
Center Street, yeah.
It's basically kitty corner from Wines Park next to the elementary. Little small building. You can't, if you saw it, most people that walk in who never have said, holy cow, I didn't know there was a theater here.
Yes.
It's a small, we seat about 84 people.
Okay.
But we love it. It's a very intimate space. We love being creative in our space, trying to do whatever we can to be creative.
Love that.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot going on then. You guys are doing a lot of different things here. Is that, you'd mentioned, if I go back a little bit to some of the things you said in the beginning, the art stuff, the ceramics, the digital stuff, where does all that house? Where do you meet somewhere? Is it that building that you just mentioned?
It's that building. So we have 4 or 5 different rooms in that building. We have the main theater, and then we have a music room where is like our grand piano that we do. People can rent to do recitals during the year.
Okay.
And then we have our dance, which currently is my scene shop. So
Okay.
it's all my tools and wood are in there, but we do have that we use. It's also our backstage for when we do a show.
Okay.
And then we have an art room where we have all the stuff that they need to do that with the iPads, we actually have a kiln.
Sure.
So
Okay.
we can fire all of the pottery.
Yeah.
And then we actually, some of the time, like the class they know what show we're doing.
Yeah.
So when we did a Disney preview, a Disney review type show for the kids, I can't remember, it's Disney Spectacular or something like that.
Sure.
The ceramics, they made these little Disney themed mugs and stuff like that, and we actually sold them at the concessions, and they sold out.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it was fun that we were able to do that.
Yeah.
And they keep doing. So whatever the show is, they'll try to do a ceramic around that theme.
Okay.
So it's fun.
Okay. And so you mentioned the Lehi Arts. So is this through the city then? But I guess you also mentioned it's a 501c3. Is that the so it's a nonprofit? Right?
Yeah.
So is it? Tell me that, I guess. Yeah.
So I can explain that one. So yes, we are our own entity.
Okay.
We are not really part of the city at all.
Okay.
Except that we have a partnership with them.
Okay.
So the building is the city's.
Okay.
We maintain the cleaning and that kind of stuff, but they maintain all of the structure. Does that make sense?
Sure. If the water heater goes out or whatever.
They come in and do it. And that's been an amazing partnership.
Yeah.
We've done several projects with them to better that place. We used to have an old Connex and an old semi-trailer that was just stock full of scenery and stuff like that, and it was an eyesore.
Yeah.
And I worked with the city. Steve Marchbanks was amazing, and we cleaned that all out.
Yeah.
They removed it, and they built us this beautiful garage that we have now on the site that is not an eyesore.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of space to store stuff on site that we use regularly.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that's been amazing. And then the city does help fund us.
Okay.
So we get funding through the park grant.
Okay.
And then we get funding through the annual budget.
Okay.
And they just have a line item budget that's for us. And it's been the same since I have been involved. It's not increased, it's not decreased, it's just stayed the same.
Yeah.
So we run really lean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of people that are donating their time and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not so would you say that the fees that people pay to participate in this are they below market? A lot of subsidization, I guess, going on there.
So some of the fees that we pay we'll talk. I can talk specifics. It's fine.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So we've tried really hard to keep our workshop fees in line with other groups that are doing similar things.
Okay.
We are cheaper than the Ruth Hill,
Sure.
but we're right on par with the Sierra in Orem.
Okay.
We're right in line with them, and that's the same for ticket prices.
Okay.
The only difference is that Sierra, I'm just using them as an example.
Yeah.
Their ticket prices for their youth programs are more expensive than ours. You've already paid. So the way that we think about it is that look, you already paid us a fee to be part of the group.
Yeah.
So we're going to discount the ticket so that you'll come see the show.
Because we want you there. Sure.
Yeah. That kind of
you're paying to see your own kid go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that ticket sales and those fees pay for the actual sets and all of that stuff to keep it running. It keeps us going.
Okay.
None of us are pocketing.
Yeah, again, this is a lot of volunteer, a lot of just, hey, I enjoy this kind of stuff. It's a way to serve and stuff.
Yeah, to be transparent with everybody, the council does receive a stipend.
Okay.
It's a very small stipend. If you look at the hours, it's probably less than 5 cents per hour.
Okay. Yes.
For the stipend. I'm almost at the center every day.
Yeah.
After work, I'll drive straight from work to the center.
Yeah.
And do something. And so it's really nothing.
Sure.
Helps for gas.
Sure.
Yeah.
So can I dive that direction a little bit with you? So why do you do it? Why, if not for money? Because some people don't understand. If you're not doing it for money, why?
Yeah, I get it. To answer that question, I'm going to have to go back a little bit in my past.
Love it.
All right. So I grew up in a family that was very arts oriented. Let's say that.
Yep.
My mom taught piano, was huge into music. I woke up to a piano playing every morning. I went to bed with a piano playing every night.
Okay.
We had pianos on every floor of our house and that kind of thing. 3 in one room and 1 downstairs. So, and then my dad was heavily involved in the arts. Okay. So my dad was a drama teacher in the schools in Orem. So he taught drama at Orem Junior High and then at Orem High School. Okay. He was also the associate producer of the Sundance Summer Theater back in the day. And then he did 30 years of the Sierra Shell. Okay. I gravitated towards that with my dad at a very young age.
Sure.
So I can remember my family makes fun of me because I say this, but my very first experience being up on stage was a 3-year-old as a little witch in Wizard of Oz.
Nice.
So I can remember jumping out of the pot, running across the stage, the Tin Man picking me up, throwing me back in the pot, and then we had a puppet that we played with that was her getting smaller and smaller.
Okay.
So it was me and all of my brothers.
Yeah.
We got smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And I was a theater rat. I would, after school, my dad would come home, pick me up, take me right back to the theater. Yeah. And I would hang out with him, build sets, watch rehearsals, learn about lights, learn about sound, everything I could to do with theater. And I loved acting. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. And then, so fast forward a few years, got home from a mission, married my wife, did a few shows in between that time. And then when I got married and we started having kids, it became very difficult. Yeah. So I stopped for about 10 years. Sure. Until my oldest daughter was old enough and she started participating at the Art Center. Okay. So then I got involved with that, helping out with sets to begin with. And then eventually I was a fireman in the Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which is literally run across the stage for one scene and then that kind of thing. Yeah. And slowly I just started to do more and more. And then I got asked to be the theater chair under Gene Hatch. And so I was the theater chair for a while. So to answer the question, it's in my blood. Yeah, it definitely is. And it's hard to get it out of your blood once it's in there. And so the feel of being on stage, the feeling of watching a cast that you've directed perform and get a standing ovation, that kind of thing, is just, it's goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps right now talking
just thinking about it. Sure. Yeah.
There you go.
So keep going with that. So tell me why do you think art should be a part of people's lives? We have a lot of youth that obviously are participating in this kind of stuff. Why train this next generation in some of these things?
For one, I think that there's some very beautiful stories that need to be told. Some of them are fictional. Some of them are based on true stories. But I think that you rarely walk away from a theater experience with a downer. Sure. Does that make sense? I'll give an example. The show Bright Star. I don't know if you know the show Bright Star.
I don't actually, no.
Okay, so I'm not going to spoil it then. I'm going to go on. But anyway, it's based on a true event. Okay. Which is absolutely amazing. If you know the story, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know the story, go watch it. Okay. It's amazing. But at intermission, every time we did it, that show, every time at intermission, there was an audible gasp from the audience. And I was always afraid they're going to walk out. They need to stay and watch the rest of the show.
Oh, because it gets tense?
Okay. Yeah, so it's holy cow. I can't believe that just happened. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, I'm back in this for another hour. Yeah. But then the second half of that show is so powerful. You're just like, holy cow, I can't believe I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. That's great. And even simple shows like A Christmas Story. Christmas Story, when I was a kid, when I watched that movie, because my dad did so much with the Sierra, we had a season pass. Sure. And I literally lived at the theater on Saturdays to watch that movie over and over again. And I thought it was such a fun movie as a kid. It was just so funny. But then when the musical came out, it gave it so much heart. There's a song in there that the mother sings that's about what a mother does. And I just think, I think back to my mom. It just brings back these memories and it brings back these feelings. And I'm like, holy cow, that's right. So even though it's a quirky, funny movie, it's got some musical.
Yeah, sure.
It has this warmth at Christmas that you walk out going, oh, it's Christmas.
Just,
yeah. Feel good.
Good.
Totally.
I love that. Obviously, I love you can tell you love this. It's in your blood, like you said. And I think a lot of people benefit from this program here in Utah. And so, or specifically here in Lehi and stuff. And so.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know but Utah is an immense pool of talent in this area. It is crazy to me at how many theater organizations exist. And every time I go see a show, they're all amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone can sing, everybody can act, and I'm always amazed at the pool of talent that we have in the state of Utah.
Yeah.
And I just went and saw Frozen up at the Hill in Sandy, and it was absolutely amazing. And I'm like, holy cow, why go to Broadway? You've got it right here in the valley.
You do. Yep.
And the Ruth and Sierra, and there's the new company that just opened up that's been doing. They did Dogfight just a little while ago. I can't remember their names, but I think it's great that they're going. Timpanogos Arts, all these different places are just doing amazing things. Yeah. And it's been so much fun to actually work with all of them because it's a tight-knit community.
Sure.
And we help each other out wherever we can.
Okay. And how do you pick the plays that you do? How do you on that part of things?
In my organization, what we do for the council is the whole council. We meet monthly, and it's actually starting to get time to pick for 2027. So we'll probably start putting together a big list, and everybody puts their input into this big list. Yeah. And then what I do is I'll group the lists into what I think would be good for a spring show, what would be good for a summer show, what would be good, and then we vote. Okay. So I actually just build holy cow, sorry.
You're good.
I just build a Google form, and I send it out to the council, and I say, choose two in each segment, right?
Sure.
Spring, summer, fall.
Okay.
And then the two that win, we then have another vote to get the final vote, and that's how we do it. Every once in a while, every once in a blue moon, me as the president, I will say, I want to direct this show, so I'm putting this show in. But that's literally once every 3 years or something like that, right? Not very often.
Sure. And I'm guessing cost plays into some of those things because I'm assuming just from some guy that doesn't know, the ones that are on Broadway that are still playing or something like, you probably can't get rights to those ones, but as time goes on, they get cheaper and cheaper or are more available.
They become more available. Cheaper, I wouldn't say is too much. But what happens is, it'll usually go from Broadway to on tour.
Okay.
And once it gets to a certain point on tour, or it's gone through several years, depending on the whole entire thing, the rights will become available. Whoever purchased the rights, then you just work with those companies to figure out the costs and stuff. And it's usually the bigger shows are sometimes $10,000 per rights down to $5,000, just depending on the show. Okay. Some straight plays, Agatha Christie's, they average about $3,000 per show. Okay. And then there's stuff that's in the public domain that you can do. Any of the Gilbert and Sullivan, Arts Penzance, that's free. That's not. That's out in the public domain.
Sure.
So it just depends. But we've been great. We've been blessed that we've been able to not really have to worry about any of that because of the support that we have. Yeah. We've been able to pick the shows that we want and do them. Like Frozen is big, and we actually, like I said, we had to increase the budget, so I had to keep a little savings so that we have for this type of thing. Sure. So I'll pull out of one of our accounts to put into a show like Frozen because it's going to be a bigger show. I mean, we typically spend on our summer show. We typically spend about $40,000, and that includes the rental. So we pay quite a bit to rent a space. Okay. This one we're going to spend about $70,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. To put on this show.
And so how much is that? So the rental, so you're saying the venue itself where you're doing it at, and then how much is spent? So you're talking like props, I guess. You're talking clothing, the magic, as you said earlier. It's all those kind of things that are that money. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll just think about it this way. So the overhead for the rights, the venue, the tracks, the scripts, and all that, it's about $23,000. Okay. And then typically it's about another $20,000 for directors, stage manager, spot ops, tech, props, costumes, paint, wood. Yeah. If wood's gone up in price. Yeah. So all that stuff costs a lot of money. This show, because of things that are of the magic, I'll show you stuff. So the Art Center owns one snow machine.
Okay.
We need two
Sure.
to fill the space for the high school.
Sure.
So I have to purchase another snow machine. So that's an added cost on top of that. We actually need a fog machine that shoots up instead of out.
Okay.
So we have to purchase a fog machine that goes like this. Otherwise, we can't do some of the magic with this show.
Sure. Yeah.
If you know that Elsa does a transformation in the middle of the show,
Yeah.
that's not cheap.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out that whole thing with costumes and figure out how that happens.
Okay.
So I don't want to ruin any of the magic.
Sure,
She
sure.
does this wonderful transformation that's amazing, and it's all magical.
I did see the one at the Hale Center, and so I know what you're talking about there. So I did see that.
Yeah,
So,
and you saw the one at the Hell.
yeah.
During her transformation, when those little light strips came down and made like Rory Borealis
Yeah.
throughout there,
Yeah.
there was like 40, 50 of them.
Yeah.
Each one of the little mechanisms that drops those and raises those is $1,200.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the technical side of theater is pricey, but
Wow.
what did you feel when you walked out?
Oh yeah, no, it was great play. Yeah. Yeah.
And I bet your daughters and everything were just amazed. We had a little boy behind us that he was talking through the whole thing, and I wasn't even upset because he was so excited about all of it, right?
Sure, sure.
He was like, oh my gosh, there's Elsa again. Oh, what's happening? Oh my gosh. And that alone right there.
Yeah.
And to watch little girls come up in their dresses and want to meet the princesses and stuff. And actually, I'm going to put a plug in for that. This summer, we're going to do a matinee that includes a princess tea party.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we'll have Elsa and Anna princess tea party with the cast and so forth for kids to come get a cookie and hot chocolate or whatever. I don't know.
Sure.
Summer.
Yeah,
Sprite.
yeah.
I don't know. What
Whatever the going drink is at that time. Yes, I gotcha.
So it'll be fun.
Good. And how do you get the word out on these things? I'm guessing just your website, and because do you fill up these theaters and stuff like that? Is there high demand, or can we help with getting more demand there? But
yeah, so we would love more. Depending on the show and the theater in our little theater, we do really well at loading it up.
Okay.
Obviously, these high schools are massive.
Sure.
They're
Yes.
built to hold an entire.
Yes.
So my dream is to watch it come in one day and have it be a sold out.
Yeah.
It's yet to happen. We are. If I can sell out the center section of a theater, like Skyridge, for example, I'm very grateful because they're so massive. But I think we do a good enough show that we could sell out one of those whole things. So what we do for marketing right now is we do have an online presence. We have Instagram, Facebook, and my marketing person, she is constantly putting out stuff. We actually ask the cast and the crew to do online marketing. Last night we were in a production meeting for Tuck, and our costume designer and our hair and makeup person, they did a reel thing that was funny about what they do when we start talking tech, and they zone out and do their own thing while we're talking tech stuff.
Sure.
But for the most part, it's a digital online marketing. Okay. We used to do posters around the city, but we just didn't find them effective. Okay. We will put out like big posters on sandwich boards where the city will let us, that kind of thing, to market it more. But we'll take all the marketing we can get. Yeah.
And I'm assuming you mentioned the rich talent pool, and you mentioned several different venues that are doing different shows. I'm guessing to some degree there is that competition too, right? So on the one hand, it's close-knit community and you guys help each other, but you're also competing with each other so Hale did Frozen and you're doing Frozen, right?
Yeah. And unfortunately, with a show like Frozen, I'm guessing that there are going to be several places doing Frozen this year besides us.
Yeah.
Last year we had Timpanogos did Joseph before we did Joseph. And our turnout for Joseph was amazing, so I don't think it even hurt us.
Good. Okay.
I'm like, okay, whatever. It just happened.
Sure.
We're actually trying harder now to coordinate with them to make sure that we don't do that.
Copy this.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So we've been working with them and just communicating, hey, this is our plan for next year.
Yeah.
And if there's a problem, we'll do PG players up in PG. We have a wonderful relationship with them, and they actually do a best Christmas pageant. They were doing it every year for Christmas.
Okay.
And we were doing it every year for Christmas.
Yeah.
When I took over, I said, hey, why don't you and I would it be possible that we alternate? And they agreed to that. So now we alternate a best Christmas pageant ever. So they just did Christmas pageant ever this last year. So technically it's our turn to do it, but we decided to do It's a Wonderful Life instead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, but we will do it again at some point because it's a wonderful show. So we're trying to do more things like that. We don't want to detract from what PG's doing, from what American Fork is doing. We want to enhance.
Sure.
And we want to make it better for everybody.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's perfect. Talk to me about why. So in a world where, like, even going to the movie theater is starting to be less, a lot of people are doing stuff at home, right? Kind of Netflix is winning or something like that. Why theater? Why should people get out of their house, go to that building, go and participate? What is some of the magic of that? Or
why do it?
Why do it?
I get it. And in fact, to that point, Favicon has done a few things where they did Newsies at the movie theater, and they did Waitress at the movie theater, and they've done several things, and people still go and they watch them, right?
Yeah.
It's great. Here's the difference for me. When you talk about a movie, it's the big screen.
Yes.
Like, they want you to come and be part of the big screen, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Who can afford to put in a massive 70 billion inch screen or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
The theater is, especially in our theater, you are right there in it with the actors. There is no screen between you and them.
Yeah.
In our theater, you're as close as you and I are right now, sometimes even closer.
Sure.
We have done in the past where we interact with the theater, with the audience. And so it is an opportunity to get out and to be part of the community and sit with others in your community and enjoy the same thing together, regardless of what religion, what political thing you are, whatever you are, that all goes to the side, and you sit down, you enjoy a piece of theater, and then usually you end up talking about it.
Sure.
And you talk about the good things, you talk about, oh, if I were directing it, I would have done it differently, blah, 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 blah. Everyone decomposes the experience in their own way, and that's totally amazing. I will take any feedback I can get if people want to give it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think that the fact that after the show is done, those actors line up and give you an opportunity to come by and thank them, give you an opportunity to talk to them and tell them what they enjoyed. Or sometimes we've had people walk up to the villain and say, I hate you, and I know you're probably a good person, but that character was...
But you played it very well.
Yeah, you played it very well. Boo to you.
Sure.
And then they shake their hand and walk away type thing. So there are all kinds of different things that you get from going to a theater. My son was in a show up in Bear Lake. Okay. They have a little theater up there, the Pickleville. And they did this melodrama that was so fun and so interactive with the audience. Yeah. But it was they wrote it.
Sure.
And they wrote it, if Bear Lake, then the funny stuff in it, like the raspberry shakes, Wake Lake Shake, all these little things that pop up in this melodrama.
Sure, very inside joke to that.
And so cleverly done, like just very well put off. And it just, like when you were done, when you walked out, you were like, let's go get a shake.
Sure.
Let's pick one of the 5 places that say they're the best in Bear Lake to go get a shake.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And that kind of feeling, right? That's what we want.
Yeah.
We want people to walk out and stay together as a family and go to an ice cream shop and get ice cream after and then go home. That kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Anything else? Or did it?
No, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about, so as far as looking towards the future and stuff like that, where do you see, Lehi Arts going? Do you see any changes? Just map out the future for me a little bit.
You bet. I've been involved with the Art Center now for 15 some odd years, something like that, in some capacity. And we've pretty much stayed, we haven't grown a ton.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're small growth. We can. And we're limited to the building that we have.
Sure.
That really is a limiting factor for us. We can't do much more than what the building provides. We are extremely grateful to even have the building and to have what we have. What we have done in growth-wise is we've updated a lot of the technical things that are in the building.
Okay.
So and this is all done a lot of this was done through the park tax.
Okay.
Because the park tax granted us certain grants for things like they paid for the rights one year for all the shows. I was able to take the money that I would have spent on the rights and I updated the entire sound system. So before we had 2 speakers that just did everything, and it was very difficult for the actors to hear, and sometimes it was over blaring to the audience because we had to have it so high so the actors could hear. I actually had a friend of mine who designs sound for theaters around the country. That's his job. he volunteered to come in and design ours.
Yeah.
If I purchased the equipment, he designed the whole thing.
Wow.
So he came in with his little special gadgetry stuff and measured all the different areas and measured the sound coming off, clapping his hands to see where the sound was coming from. And
Sure.
all these different things. And then he designed a sound system and said, this is what you need to purchase. I purchased it, so we now have each seating section has their own set of speakers directed at them, and then one central subwoofer that subwoofers are on the directional, so it doesn't really matter. So that one subwoofer gives the bass sound for everything. And then we have actual speakers that are pointed at the stage so the actors can hear it. And it's vastly improved our ability to mix the sound properly so that the audience is all hearing the same thing and the actors can hear themselves and hear the music.
Yeah, that's great.
So those are the types of things that we've done. So new soundboard, new light board, new lighting equipment. All of this stuff has just been able to enhance it. And it's actually, in some cases, saves money because the incandescent lights take a lot of power and they burn through gels. I don't know if you know what a gel is. A gel is how you get a color.
Yeah.
We've been able to upgrade a lot of those to LEDs, and the LEDs take a lot less power, and they are able to change color without a gel.
Yeah.
So we have our whole stage wash can be done with our LEDs and change colors and stuff like that. We also have upgraded the seats. When I first started there weren't any seats in the theater. It was just, we put out folding chairs.
Oh, okay.
And then Gene found a theater that was getting rid of their older ones, and it was an upgrade from what we had. So we shipped them all in from Denver.
Okay.
And we replaced those. They wore out, and so we've just recently, a theater up in Salt Lake, they had renovated all of their seats, and then somebody donated brand new ones, and so we got all the renovated ones, and they were great.
Yeah.
So we put those in probably four years ago now, I think. We've, through a generous donation through the community, we were able to replace all the carpet. And instead of it being just a big slab of carpet, it's the actual squares that if somebody spills a Coke, we can replace the square if we need to, if it doesn't clean out.
Yeah.
So that was a generous donation of somebody in the community.
Wow.
And we appreciate that. We've been able to, like I said, working with the city, we were able to get that shed. Our garage, we call it the garage.
Yep.
Built on site on a concrete slab that's very nice. It's not infested or anything. It's great. We love it.
Good.
So things like that. We've grown the one area where we have grown is in our children's programs.
Okay.
Those have just gone bigger and bigger. Our kids' age, which is 6 to 11, that one is very big, and I always am amazed at what the directors can do with all those kids and how they handle all those kids. And in the summer, we'll do 3 sessions instead of just 2. It's gotten a lot bigger. We would love to see a new theater be built. The problem is to do it properly, it's very expensive.
Sure.
We were trying to work with Thanksgiving Point and see if we could use one of their spaces, but their spaces is very much set up for big... what's the word I'm looking for? Like where companies come in and set up a big dinner.
Okay.
So they don't really have the sound system. They don't really have a lighting system. They don't really have a fly system, that kind of thing. So it wasn't economical, and we'd have to bring so much in to make it even work that it's hard. And then other places, the facilities, sometimes they don't think about what it takes to do a show. So where are the actors going to change?
Yeah.
Where are we going to store sets off stage?
Sure.
There are things that you have to think about where when they build a high school and they intentionally build a theater for a high school, that's all thought out.
Correct.
So we would need something like that, where a theater that's thought out, an amphitheater that's thought out, something that is thought out to the point where not just a developer came in and said, we'll build you a concrete slab with a back wall, but that somebody who's done theater would come in and say, okay, you need to run conduit so that you can, because if it's an amphitheater, that means that all the tech, unless the tech is enclosed in a building, has to be removed every night and set up every night. And then in the end of the summer, all the wiring has to be pulled so it doesn't rot.
Sure.
All this stuff that you have to think about. So all this conduit has to be laid and can be used. Doing theater up at Sundance, that was what we did every night. And I've been in that a lot.
Yeah.
But we would love to see a big donor come in and say, hey, let's build you a proper theater.
Sure. Yeah. That would be a good donor.
Yeah.
That'd be a good donor. Well, you mentioned obviously this is very community driven. Are there opportunities for youth groups to come and do any kind of service to help with you guys?
Very much. We do all the time. So in the summer, I had a youth group come and help me clean out a bunch of one of our sheds, one of our storage units.
Yep.
And they all had drills, and they undrilled a bunch of wood, threw it all in the back of my truck, and we got a bunch of that cleaned up. When we did Joseph, we have to be out of the building at a certain time. Yeah. And so it's very much just take it apart as much as you can and get it moved. Don't actually disassemble. Yeah. We had a youth group come in, so it was all basically just sitting in our parking lot, sitting there all in pieces. And a youth group came in and dismantled the whole thing for us. Oh. And it was amazing. I came in the next day and went, what the holy cow? Yeah. So we've done that. We've had groups come in and actually help sort and tag our costumes. Okay. There's all kinds of stuff. We had a Eagle Scout project that somebody did for us where they built us all new racks for our costumes. Wow. Yeah, we'll take any type of help we can get that's not me working on a Saturday doing it myself.
And is that, if somebody has that idea that, or just the desire to help, Lehi, go to the website, or how would they contact?
You could go to the website, and there's a spot in there where you can send us an email, or you can send me an email directly at LACpresident@lehiarts.org. Okay. And I can coordinate that. Okay. Yeah, it's been great.
I love what you're doing, Kurt. I think you're doing a lot of good there. I love the community part. You're never going to be maybe as big as Broadway or whatever, but I'm not sure you want to, because that's the whole point, is it's actually the community part of it. I think that's actually what makes yours different than, say, another one. Even at Hale, it's a stellar program and stuff like that. I've never met the actors afterwards. I never get to shake hands with them and stuff like that. So I like that part of yours is it is a little more intimate, right, in that regard. Yeah. I think that's probably where yours stands out versus, say, those bigger productions and stuff, which I like, because, again, it's part of being a part of a community, right? Yeah. But love what you're doing. Have we hit everything that you wanted to talk about?
I want to add to the community thing.
Go ahead.
Just so that... I know that Lehi is a huge sports community. Sure. We get that. My kids all played sports. Yeah. My daughters all played softball. Yeah. My son played football and baseball. Yeah. And all that stuff, and that's great. But they also did the theater. So there is a group of kids that want to do this theater, and they need a place to do it. Yeah. They get it at school, which we are heavily involved with helping out all the schools that we can. My kids aren't even in school at Willow Creek Junior High, middle school, and I try to do as much as I can for all these groups. And so I spend a day over there building set. Whatever we can, we'll help out. So they need these places besides just the schools to do it. The schools do a great job, but there's other places. Yep. And sometimes the kids that didn't get into the school program come and do our program. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is good for them to know that this exists. Then again, it's the rec league, I guess, of, you could say, of sports. If you're going to compare it to sports, right? Hey, I didn't make the high school team, or maybe because there's only so many spots and stuff like that. Yep. Hey, there's other opportunities here.
And I want to make sure that everyone understands. I'm not dissing on the sports programs. I think it's very important. I believe heavily in the sports programs. In fact, my wife and I will often drive by Vets Park and go, should we just pull over and watch a game? Sure. Just because we want to be involved in that as much as we can. And we think the sports programs are great, and they should grow, and they should facilitate those things. But just remember, there's another side of it where kids that aren't athletic and that want to do theater and be on stage, and that's their sport. Yeah.
And I think that's all you're saying, is that there's lots of other things here. Don't limit yourself to only one, hyper-focused on sports, like you said, right? Yeah. No, love that. Love that. Anything else, Kurt? Anything else that you'd want the community to know? Or
no, I just want to let the community know that we are very grateful for their support. We know that we wouldn't be around without them. Yeah. And we love that we have city council and the mayor and whoever, they come and see our shows and support us. And it means a lot to me when I'm running the concession stand at the center and the mayor comes up and buys a Coke. Yeah. And I'm like, it's so good to see you here. Thank you for coming and supporting. That means a lot to me, because I know that the mayor is busy. I know that he has tons of things that they have to do. But to think that he took a night out with his family to come and see one of our shows means a lot.
Yeah, love that. Love that. We belong with a good community here.
We do.
A lot of people are. I think that's probably one of the number one things I've learned from doing this podcast is just how a community is made up of a lot of good people. Yep. No matter how good you are, how good I am, it doesn't matter. My influence is only so much. But when it's thousands of people, hundreds of people even, wow, now, okay, we can do a lot of good there, right? Because there's just so many people in their own little sphere doing doing something, and that's what makes a community rise up, right?
I agree. Yep, 100%.
Makes it better. But thanks for what you're doing. Love it. Obviously, your dad's. Does your dad ever get to go to the shows and stuff like that?
My dad, before he passed away, he would come to every show I did.
Okay.
And he would come to almost every show that we did at the Art Center. He came to, and then he actually directed for us twice before he passed away.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that was really fun to have him in our theater.
Yeah, love that. I'm sure he's very proud of you. But I love that was a good bonding experience for you and your dad. Sounds like it has been also for you and your kids then too, as far as having them participate in some of these things.
All of my kids are involved in theater some way or another.
Yeah.
Love so that. It's been great. I have a daughter who teaches drama at a junior high up in West Jordan, and then I have two daughters that are both teachers, but they are acting and directing different shows, helping out with their elementary programs or whatever. And then my son is down at SUU right now studying musical theater.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I have a daughter who the way she participates is she attends a theater. So she attends, and I have another son. He's been in 2 shows, but he's the same way. He's not into being on stage, but he will come and attend. He's great at. He'll go see everything with me.
Yeah.
He doesn't. And then I have a 5-year-old who's just starting. He's in his first show at the Art Center this year, so he's excited.
That's good. As one that my participation is limited to, the sitting in the audience also, I would say, hey, we need those people too.
We do. We need people to clap and cheer and keep it going.
Yeah. Hey, that's something I can do. Thank you, Kurt. Thanks for coming on. And
thank you.
Thanks for talking about what the wonderful things you guys are doing there.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for joining us on Roots and Branches of Lehi. I hope today's story helped you feel a little more connected to the people who make up our community. Remember, every person here has a unique story, and together, we're what makes Lehi feel like home. If you know someone who would be a great fit for this podcast, please fill out the form in the show notes so we can reach out and schedule an interview. We'd love to hear from you. A big thank you to our sponsors, the Work Harding Home Mortgage Team and Play Harding Nightly Vacation Rentals, for supporting this show and helping us bring our community closer together. Until next time, keep growing those roots and reaching out to your branches. Take care.